Welcome, children. Gather around and listen to a Christmas tradition, the reading of this story. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the barn, every elf, every reindeer prepared for the marn, but something or someone was missing.
Roll call, everyone, it's almost time. When I call your name, just respond with here. Okay, alrighty, let's see. Dasher?
Here.
Dancer?
Here.
And Prancer?
Here.
Okay, seems like everyone.
Make sure you check it twice.
Oh, good call. How could I forget our brightest reindeer? Rudolph? Rudolph? Huh, weird. Has anyone seen Rudolph? Dasher? Something must be terribly wrong. Rudolph is always early and never misses. Blitzen, go check on Rudolph. And be quick, Santa's going to be here any minute.
Everyone anxious with such a fright. Would Rudolph be found all right?
Hey, silly, wake up. You're gonna be late for Christmas.
I'm not going this year.
You're funny. Come on, man. You're gonna miss out on the fire and chestnut roasting if you don't wake up. Oh, my St. Nicholas, what the jingle bell happened? I'm afraid there's something terribly wrong with Rudolph.
No, he's dead, isn't he? We can't have Christmas without Rudolph. Oh, no, his bulb is just out. We have plenty of replacements. You really need to work on how you word things. I thought we were going to have another situation similar to 39.
No, Cinnamon, it's not my bulb. I'm not participating in Christmas this year. It's an unethical tradition parents use to keep their kids in line when they're not around.
What a surprise! With Rudolph, will Santa be able to take to the skies?
What's the matter with you? Have you lost your Christmas spirit? Don't you recall saving Christmas?
Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer,
Come on, back me up, back me up.
had a very shiny nose. And if you ever saw it, you would even say it.
I hate that song. You guys completely missed the point where you bullied me and neglected me until you decided you needed me to head your sleigh and then pretended like nothing ever happened. You know what's in that?
Ho, ho, ho. What's all this thistle about?
And don't even get me started on you. You get praised 24/7 for breaking into billions of homes a year and leaving presents. Where I'm from, we don't call people like you friendly. And what about elf labor codes? You're breaking about 300 of those.
Rudolph, I think I understand.
No, you don't. Christmas is worthless. What, all this build-up and celebration just for kids to forget about the gifts they got 2 weeks later and then ask for something new next year?
Well, I've been meaning to do this for a long time. It's been about 16 years. It's time to move on.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying.
So, you want to drive?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. That's the end? No resolution? Nobody even apologized. What kind of story is this?
Hello everybody, welcome back to Keeping Gamers Informed, or as we call it, KGI. I'm your host, Malachi.
And I'm his co-host, Hudson Byers. And today we have a wonderful episode planned for you guys.
Yeah, and I'm definitely excited for this episode, but sadly, this is going to be our last episode of this year, but we'll definitely see you guys in 2024. But this episode's all about the top-rated games of this year that gamers like you guys have voted for, and might be a good holiday gift.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of games that myself and other gamers have enjoyed this year, so I'm super excited to dive into some of those.
Well, there's a game that definitely should be on this list, and it's one that I absolutely have enjoyed and loved playing it, and I'm happy it's finally came out, and that's Starfield. It's an action role-player game where you can switch between first and third person, as well as explore the Milky Way galaxy, as well as different fictional and non-fictional planetary systems. The game is rated M for mature, and it's $70.
Yeah, I think I've seen a little bit of it, but I haven't really played it at all or whatever. It seems fun. It's basically just like Fallout in space, right?
yeah, it's Fallout in space. And it's actually made by the same developers. But, Hudson, didn't you have a game you really wanted on this list, right?
Oh yeah, you're talking about Sons of the Forest. I was super excited for that. It's basically you're sent to find a billionaire on a remote island, but you soon find out the island is basically infested by cannibal zombies. So you have to build and fight and craft your way out with just by your lonesome or with a bunch of friends. It's rated M and it's $30.
And I definitely thought Sons of the Forest was such a fun game, and I really did enjoy it. I also thought The Forest was a fun game as well when it came out.
Yeah, I actually haven't beaten Sons of the Forest yet, but I had a ton of fun with Sons of the Forest, and I'm definitely excited to beat it. Anyways, Malachi, what's the last game you picked for us today?
Well, I thought we should go out with a massive bang for this year. So I picked, as well as everyone else, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I know you haven't played it before, and I know it's not your type of game, but it's in the top 10 games to win the Game of the Year award. You play as Link, and you explore Hyrule. There's 2 new areas that have been added. There's the sky, which has a bunch of different floating islands, and you have the underground, which has a bunch of caverns, and just you can explore down there now. You can find weapons, resources, and other quest items as well. And since it's a Nintendo game, it's only for the Switch. It's rated E, and it's about $70.
Yeah, you're right. I actually haven't played any Zelda games, even though many have been recommended to me. It still might not make my 10, even though it's cool that it is on the top 10, but I might get around to playing it eventually.
Well, I do get that, Hudson. Not every game is for everyone, but you know what? One thing that is for everyone, the new piece of tech you got for us today.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And while I'm not sure this one qualifies as modern tech, it's definitely something every gamer needs. A gaming chair. We went with the choice of the Payless Here gaming chair. It's a small bit pricier than our previous choices, but since it's the holiday season, we figured it was an amazing choice. It meets our 3 requirements of being aesthetically pleasing, well-reviewed, and affordably priced at around $40.
And a chair is definitely a great decision. I love being able to relax and just play some games as well.
Yeah, definitely. And on that note, I think it's about time to wrap up for this episode. It's crazy to think we won't see you guys again until next year.
Yeah, definitely. But I hope everyone's had a great time watching this episode, and I hope you all have an amazing holiday season. And this is KGI signing off.
Hello everybody, I'm Hudson Byers, coming at you once again before we go on winter break. Now getting into the news, as you can see, lots of progress has been made to the building. The inner skeleton looks to be near completion, and on another front, the baseball and softball fields have been completely returfed and are looking great. That's all for the news today. I hope you have a great winter break, and until next time, keep on digging, friends.
MC Mean One vs. Young Kringle, with special guest Little Elf and Biggie Scrooge. The epic rap battles of Christmas. Round 1.
I am the mean one, the green one, the smells like bad cheese one. I'm the one in your nightmares that ruins your affairs, the one that you fear is all in your hair. I am gross.
Gross.
I am slimy. And I'll ruin Christmas and kick your hiney. You think I'm scared of you? I dressed up as you. I even dressed my dog as your reindeer too. I am the coolest, the grossest, the green one with the mostest, and I'll kick your butt any day.
Ho ho, hold on, pal. I am the best, the one that works when the others rest. You are lazy, crazy, and indecisive. You try and kick my hiney, I'll make you whiny. I work hard for my title. I put in the work. Give gifts to children while you ate green eggs and pork. You're a sad little man who lives with his dog, and your breath smells like a stinky frog. You eat onions for breakfast and glass for dinner. It's a wonder less calories don't make you thinner.
Nice one, Santa.
Round 2.
You want to talk about weight? Looks like you've gained a few pounds. Light off the cookies. You look like a rookie.
Hey, Mr. Grinch, that's not very nice. Sounds like your heart is turning to ice. I'll get my elf friend here to teach you a lesson. And if it doesn't work, I'll kick you to the west end.
Bonus round.
You want to talk about Saint Nick? I'll break your hip. I'll show you the door and drop you on the floor. I'm defensive and mean with really sharp teeth.
And I'll take your fur and make a wreath.
Silly elf, you're so small, it's hard to hear you cause I'm so tall. You make toys with no pay, I make kids cry every day. I'm more powerful, forceful, and downright magical. I talk to ghosts of the dead while you make gingerbread. You wanna talk about wreaths, yet I drop the beats.
Oh, and happy holidays. Welcome back to another episode of Elladel.
Today our guest is actually me, and I'm very excited to share with y'all.
Great. Would you like to get into some questions?
I'd love to.
Awesome. Alrighty. What would you say your favorite band and album is and why?
My favorite band would have to be Nirvana. An album is In Utero. It talks about a lot of Kurt Cobain's struggles and personal problems, and it's just an all-around emotional album, you know?
Awesome. How did you discover Nirvana?
I discovered Nirvana when I was sitting on the bus looking for a new band. I knew they were a thing, and I happened to come upon their page, and I just instantly fell in love.
What would you say your favorite thing about the band Nirvana or the album In Utero is?
I'd have to say Kurt Cobain's raspy vocals and his just sloppy guitar, and just all around the rebellion of the band, you know?
Yeah, alright, cool. Alright, and for our final question, is there anything that you would like to share with the audience about Nirvana or the album In Utero?
Interestingly enough, Kurt Cobain was unhappy with a lot of the way the songs were finished.
Alright, well, that's a wrap on our questions. Let's go ahead and start talking about Nirvana.
I'd love to. Nirvana was an American rock band formed in Aberdeen, Washington in 1987. It was formed by the lead singer and guitarist Kurt Cobain and the bassist Chris Novoselic.
Nirvana went through a succession of drummers, most notably being Chad Channing, before finally ending on Dave Grohl in 1990.
Nirvana's success popularized alternative rock, and they are often seen as the fronthead of Generation X.
In Utero is the third and final album of the band Nirvana.
Nirvana hired Steve Albadine to record In Utero, seeking a more complex and diverse sound that was reminiscent of their second album.
Cobain favored long titles such as Frances Farmer Will Have Her Revenge on Seattle, in reaction to contemporary alternative rock bands that favored more single-worded titles.
In contrast to Bleach and Nevermind, the lyrics were more focused. They were almost built on themes.
Like, for example, our theme this episode is the holidays. And as you know, Nirvana is just so joyful and cheerish. It's perfect for the holidays.
If that's a theme, then we're way off.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and get into the genre.
Grunge, sometimes referred to as the Seattle sound, is an alternative genre and subgenre. It was formed during the mid-1980s in the state of Washington.
Grunge fuses elements of punk rock and heavy metal. The genre featured the distortion of electric guitars that are seen in both genres.
Grunge typically uses electric guitars, bass guitars, drums, and vocals.
Lyrics are typically angst-filled and introspective, often addressing themes such as social alliance, self-doubt, neglect, betrayal, social and emotional isolation, addiction, psychological trauma, and a desire for freedom. I have a new desire for freedom.
From what?
Freedom from this script to be my cringy self. I'm gonna go write a grunge album about it.
Let me know how that goes.
I will.
More grunge bands from the Seattle area would consist of Alice in Chains, Green River, Mother Love Bones, Temple of the Dog, and Pearl Jam.
Bands from the rest of the country would be Smashing Pumpkins, Wool, Stone Temple Pilots, and Toadies.
That's a lot of bands.
Yeah, and there's so much more out there.
Well, I think that's a wrap up for our last episode of 2023 for LNL.
We thank everyone for watching this past semester, and we hope you all have a happy holidays.
I'm Lucas.
And I'm Lennon. Bye-bye!
Another long day at the library.
You must be the cold soul.
Cold soul, I'm kinder than anything else.
You are? Hello, young man. We are here. I bet you're wondering why we're here.
You're probably one of the nicest people I've ever met, you know?
Wow, I'm flattered, but why are you here?
Some people wanted to visit you. I hope you don't mind.
Who?
We're here because we haunt someone new every year. And this year, we wanted to try something a little different.
Wow, I'm so honored. But can you explain a little more? I'm still confused.
We usually haunt someone a bit more sinister, but this year, we wanted to haunt someone kind, loved, and wanted.
Wow, I'm so honored. What? Who is that?
It is I, the ghost of Christmas present. You've been so kind. You've donated nearly all of your money. We want to thank you for everything you've done for this world. We hope you sleep well. You'll need it for tomorrow.